Welcome to the Cedar Ridge Campers YouTube channel, where we test the durability and functionality of our trailers, all while enjoying the great outdoors.
Welcome back to another episode of the Alaska series. This is part 2. Let's jump into it. After getting into Alaska and stocking up on fuel, food, and water, we drove south to the Wrangle St Elias National Park and Preserve. To access and explore the northern areas of the park, we headed down the Nebezna Road. This road is about 42 miles long and is mostly gravel with a few creek crossings along the way. The drive in was beautiful, with views of the Mentasta Mountains to the north and the Wrangle Mountains to the south. We found a lovely spot to camp, and after a supper of leftovers and enjoying some time by the fire, decided to call it a day.
Hey everyone, it's our first morning out here in Alaska. We got into Alaska about noon yesterday into talk, and we filled up our water tank on our trailer and filled up fuel and headed out here to the Wrangle St Elias National Park and Preserve. We drove back in here about 35 miles or so to this primitive campsite. It's absolutely beautiful out here. We're surrounded by these absolute beautiful mountains all the way around here at this campsite. I think we're going to stay at this campsite for a couple nights and do a few hikes around here. There's a couple really nice hikes up a couple mountains and to some copper mines. So I think we're going to do that this afternoon and be around this area today and just relax and just enjoy Alaska. It's been absolutely amazing so far.
Here we're hiking up to the abandoned Rambler mine. It was amazing to see this small mining camp clinging to the steep mountainside. I had to think of the bygone generation who carved this tunnel into the mountain in search for gold. Then we hiked just above the buildings and trees and came upon the most spectacular view yet. It was totally breathtaking, looking out over the valley below and the mountains beyond. Then it was back to camp to find some food. Tonight's menu is steak tacos.
This evening we have one of our favorite camping meals, steak tacos with jalapeno cream sauce, then top it all off with some cilantro. Super easy, delicious meal. One of my favorite meals out there.
The next morning it was raining and we headed out towards the little coastal town of Valdez. We were really glad we lucked out with such beautiful weather for hiking and views yesterday. One of the locals told us about the fish hatchery just down the road, so we went and watched the salmon coming in from the saltwater and fighting their way upstream. Because of the large volume of fish here, lots of other wildlife is attracted as well. It was fun to watch the sea lions enjoying the fish too.
Been off the camera for a little bit here. We've been down in the beautiful town of Valdez, seen the salmon spawning this morning. The seals and I guess sea lions are out there eating the fish. It's pretty cool. There's also a lot of seagulls and eagles out there as well. We're up here at Robe Lake. Beautiful, beautiful place. Absolute gorgeous day today. Yesterday was rainy pretty much all day and you couldn't really see the mountains, but now the mountains are just awesome out here. Gonna make us a quick lunch in the parking lot by Robe Lake here. Gonna make up some burgers and then we'll be back on the road. We're gonna go up to maybe the Blueberry Lake campground just north of Valdez. Beautiful part of the country though, and an awesome day.
After winding our way back up through the Keystone Canyon, we stopped at Thompson Pass for another hike with unbelievable views. Somehow, among the excitement of the evening to go see the bears and the rush of the morning to get on the road, we never got a single picture or video of camping at Blueberry Lake, but it was a beautiful, quiet little place to spend the night. We are now entering the McCarthy Road. This is a gravel road built on an old railroad bed. It's about 60 miles in to the Kennecott copper mines. The road had some pretty major washboard, so airing down the tires a bit was definitely a good idea. This trestle is an impressive structure that was built in January of 1911. It is 90 feet high and 880 feet long and used over 500,000 board feet of lumber. But here's the crazy part. The temperature plummeted to minus 67 degrees Fahrenheit and remained there throughout the entire construction. Despite the terrible weather conditions, frozen ground, and splintering timbers, the trestle was completed in just 8 days.
We had another day of absolutely mind-blowing views. We've been driving down the McCarthy Highway going down to McCarthy and the Kennecott mines. We found this spot along the road and decided to stop. It was just too beautiful to pass by. Got this lake in the background. So far, we're gonna cross our fingers. We haven't had any mosquitoes. There's a slight breeze, so maybe that's keeping them away. But hopefully they stay away. We're cooking up some dinner now. Pan you around to the back here. Got these beautiful mountains in the background as well. Absolutely another beautiful evening here. Couldn't ask for a nicer day.
McCarthy, Alaska is a quaint little town almost 95 miles off the main highway, 60 of that being gravel. It has a population of around 100 people. Visitors are not allowed to drive into the town, so we parked at the river about a half a mile out. After a walk through McCarthy, we took a shuttle over to the Kennecott copper mill. We spent some time exploring and learning the history of the mining town, which was in operation from 1911 to 1938. Nearly $200 million worth of copper was processed here during that time. Next, we hiked down to the Root Glacier. This was a new experience for us, actually getting to walk out onto a glacier. We thoroughly enjoyed our day in this area and had the most amazing weather to top it off. After a peaceful night beside this rushing river, we aired back up and hit the pavement. We drove northwest most of the day to our next destination, Hatchery Pass.
We've had an absolutely incredible time here in Alaska this week. What is your favorite part so far?
It's hard to pick, truly. The favorite, like everything has been just unbelievably incredible.
It really has.
But I would say actually seeing a bear catch a fish, that was on my bucket list. Like, I wanted to see a bear and see him catching salmon and eating fish. I thought that was so cool. That was definitely at the top of my list. So I don't know, it's hard to pick, but that's up there. What about you?
I would say I think my favorite part still is when we drove down the Nebezna Road all the way to the end, and we did a little hike down there. It's not too far up to the, I guess it's a Wrangler Mines? Rambler Mines. And we hiked just above that, and the view out of there, I don't know, that was just a pretty surreal experience, like looking over the whole Nebezna Valley there. I don't know, thinking about it, I think that's just pretty much my favorite. And I think, like Violet said, probably a close second would be the, well, just the whole salmon spawning experience with we've seen seals catching fish there, and the bears as well. The bear was probably the coolest, but that would probably be a close second for sure. Now we're at this beautiful campsite close to the Hatchery Pass area. We're going to be exploring the Hatchery Pass area the next couple days, so stay tuned for the next video. Yep.
That wraps up this week's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.